Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download at www.audibletrial/TTD. That's The Talking Dead. Over 100,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. Take it away.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is May 12th, 2011, and this is The Talking Dead, and we are live. We finally brought it back. Yay. Go ahead. Yay, we brought it back. Because if you followed us for a while, then you know that we used to broadcast live when we started this, but we were broadcasting in 3D, and I know 3D Movie is probably upset right now because we're not in 3D. Mm-hmm. But the good thing is...
Drag in Norfolk.
Yeah. That's what we keep hearing.
I know.
To the brunch
so it turns out that there's drag in Norfolk. Sharon Needles won RuPaul's Drag Race. We're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about drag in general. And I thought what I could do is have a real live drag queen on the show.
You're going to go in drag?
No, but I brought somebody who is the fabulous, fierce Miss Annie Rexic, whose camera isn't working. He's like, get the camera.
Put it all on.
There we go.
There I am. Hi.
Hey.
Hi, kids.
Welcome to the show.
Cheers.
Cheers. What are you drinking? Or can we talk about that? What are you drinking?
I'm drinking Stoli and Sprite. It is my poison of choice.
Awesome.
Always.
Well, welcome to the show.
Every girl needs a good cocktail. Because without it, I'd be sober. And that's not pretty. Sober's not pretty.
Awesome.
We've been known to knock back a few.
We need to drink. Drag queens are drunks. Went to an AA meeting once, and I decided I'm not a quitter.
So anyway, the drag in Norfolk, Annie Rexic hosts the Sunday drag brunch. It's called
Sundays Are a Drag.
Sundays Are a Drag at Lola's Caribbean Restaurant, and you are the host, the MC.
I am the head drunk in charge.
So tell us what that's like and all about.
Well, we have every Sunday at Lola's in Ghent, 20th Street, 328 20th Street, 314-1141 for reservations. No, I host the brunch every Sunday. We start at 11:30 promptly. I'm an on-time bitch. I don't do this whole drag time, as they call it, which is about a half an hour behind schedule. I only do it on time. But we have about 4 entertainers each week, different ones. I like to rotate through the gals, just like a Rolodex. And we drink. We have a fabulous time. I hit on men, and I sit on their laps. And we have amazing food, the best food in Norfolk. And that's it.
So what got you into drag? I mean, what was your first experience with drag?
Well, you could say I was roped into it like a college dare, for real. The college I went to in upstate New York, in Rochester, New York, the Rochester Institute of Technology, had a they have a drag show.
The Institute of Drag Technology.
Yeah, exactly. They have a drag show every year for the Gay Alliance on campus, and they open it to professionals as well as student and faculty. So they came to me and was like, you should do the drag show. And I said, are you fucking kidding me? I'm not a drag queen. I'm a man. I don't do that. That's what I said. And they were like, we think you'd be good at it. So I went, oh, okay. They broke me down and I agreed to do it. I went, if it's going to be one-time thing, it'll be fine. Who cares? Well, I got on stage and I kind of liked it. I kind of liked it a lot, actually. Not so much the wearing the heels and the butt pads and hip pads and tits and hair and all that stuff, but I really liked being on stage. So too shy to do it as a boy, so I decided to do it as a girl, and it snowballed from there, and here I am 14 years later.
So who has been your inspiration, and I guess the drag community, I guess, would be the...
Well, when I first started out, a lot of there was, I would say, more of the local entertainers where I'm from in Rochester were my inspiration. One that you may have heard of from RuPaul's Drag Race, Pandora Box. She is a friend of mine, and we work together a lot in Rochester. And then there's another queen up there. Her name is Aggie Doon. She does an amazing Cher impersonation. The two of them really kind of, they're the ones that I looked at as, wow, you're fabulous. I want to be like you. So that's kind of what I aspired ultimately, is a little bit like them, but make it my own. Drag is very much a character. You have to build a character, and it really, it needs something different in your own sort of way. And I kind of, over time, created this edgy, drunk rocker chick. I don't know what, something.
So we had this, one of our questions, I guess we'll get to, is like, are there rules for picking out your drag name? Because some of the drag queens that you see around, they have like the coolest names or really clever names.
Well, there is, supposedly there's a formula that it's, I believe if I have it correct, it is the name of your first pet and the street you grew up on. If you do that with me, it would be Joey Brixton, which is really more of a porn name than a drag name. So ultimately, no, there really is no formula for coming up with your drag name. It's just sort of, it's got to be over the top. It's got to be different, you know, like Sharon Needles, like, you know, other sorts of things. There's a drag queen in Rochester. She's named after an amusement park that's local.
I was told that there was, in some cases, I know not all, that you kind of have a drag mother, somebody who kind of...
That's very, the drag family thing is very regional. Where I'm from, it's not such a thing. But ultimately, yes, you sort of begin to, you always have that person that helps you in the beginning, that molds you, that tells you what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong and how you can improve on things. And that is considered your drag mother. In this area, they're big on drag families, where you have sort of the matriarch who's the mother, and then she has all these children, and they all take their last name, and that sort of thing. I don't so much do that. I have had people come to me and want to be my drag mother. I have a couple of quote-unquote children, but they don't take my name. Nothing else goes with Rexic. Sorry.
Sally Rexic.
So yeah, I don't know why. Bulimia. I don't know what else would go with Rexic. But so I don't really get into that. I'm just helpful to everyone. If you're new and you want to try it out, if you've got the balls to get on stage in a dress, then I'm going to help you. But you don't have to be part of the family.
So
to speak.
I guess to back up a little bit, what does it mean to be a drag queen? Or I mean, because I know there's like been, just over my years of I guess outside experience, I've heard 1,000 different stories, and I'm sure, you know, half of those are true. But what does it mean to be a drag queen?
A drag queen technically is really a man who dresses in female clothing to entertain.
Does that person have to be gay?
Not necessarily.
So almost a Shakespearean actor would
Correct.
classify as a drag
Yes.
queen.
I mean, there's Dame Edna, who's a pretty famous drag queen. He's straight. He has a wife and kids, and he created a character. And that character he created was Dame Edna. So 90% of drag queens are gay men, because it's very much sort of that subculture in the gay world, in the gay clubs. That's where it began. You have Stonewall and that whole sort of thing. That's really kind of where it launched itself into being, I think, what we know of it today. But the true definition is really just a man that dresses in women's clothing, and that can cover an abundance of different genres. You've got what are known as female impersonators, who their goal is to walk out on stage and confuse the fuck out of you that you have no idea they are a man.
Yeah, so that's another thing is that I've heard that the different terms for drag queen. Obviously, drag queen. There's female impersonator, and then there's gender illusionist. Mm-hmm. Are those the same thing, or are they?
A female impersonator is, by true definition, like I consider myself a female impersonator. My goal when I'm on stage is that you look at me and you go, she is a beautiful woman. And you in no way, shape, or form would realize I'm actually a man. But when I go home and I take all of this off, I am 100% all man. There is nothing about me that I have altered or changed or pumped inside of me to make myself more feminine. This is the way I was born. This is the face I was born with. I put the makeup on. And a gender illusionist is someone who has perhaps had some surgery, had some hips put on, maybe had some breast implants, cheeks done, so that they look more like a woman all the time. And that starts to go into more transgendered kinds of things, where that's where the lines get a little bit blurred with things.
Because you don't identify yourself as a woman. You're a female impersonator, and that's where it ends.
I am an entertainer. I think of myself as an entertainer. I look at this very much as another job. I work full time as a hairstylist. I live as a man. I have a room. Annie goes in that room, and I don't think about it till the next show. And not everyone is like that, and there's nothing wrong with that, but that's how I view it. I view drag as a job. I am an entertainer. I am paid to entertain a crowd, and I get to have fun doing it. So it's the best of both worlds.
I think like maybe, like thinking back like 20 years ago, right? Monty Python was doing drag for comedic effect a long time ago, right? Dame Edna too, you mentioned her, but that was sort of like, and it was very British to do so. A lot of British comedians were, okay with being in drag, but now drag is in the United States and it's bigger than ever, and it's really become like very prominent in the social zeitgeist, right? But it's different now, I think. Like there's a different flavor to it. It's not. When Monty Python did it, it was a dude in a dress, right? You could see. Right. But now like U.S. I guess in this drag now is different. It's like now it's like the whole illusion there. Like I don't know. I think it's different, and there's a level of glamour to it too.
Well, drag has really always been sort of over the top, in your face, on different levels. There's some drag queens that are very shock value, like Sharon Needles. She's very much about shocking you and you making you go, oh, what the fuck is she doing? Shit. But then there's other ones where they walk out on stage and you're kind of like, wow, what? That's fabulous. What? She's all rhinestoned and she's got glitter from head to toe and this enormous hair. It's always over the top. It's more than any average woman would do. So there's such variances in what drag queens.
Well, why do you think that drag is becoming more prominent, more popular?
I think because gay culture has become much more mainstream. I think with the Logo Network, I think RuPaul's Drag Race, I think all those sorts of things have put it out into the mainstream media, and it has caused the rest of the population to kind of look at it and go, oh, well, that's kind of fun. I kind of like
It does look like it's a good time.
I kind of like that.
Well, I think it's been part of our culture for even longer. I mean, because Glenn or Glenda, which was a 1953 film.
But that was okay. That was Ed Wood, and he was. It was a movie about transgenders.
Yeah.
But Ed Wood had like a female clothing fetish. Like I don't know if he
he
wasn't
had
really
a thing for Angora.
Well, I mean, for centuries. I mean, men have been dressing as women for eons. I think the difference with now at this point in time is that drag is trendy.
It is getting trendy.
It became very trendy, and I really think that a lot has to do with RuPaul's Drag Race.
Well, how good was that show, though? I mean, it was a great show. It was a really good show.
It's a good show, and I think that has just caused it because no one before put a group of drag queens together to compete for something. And I just think reality television and all that kind of thing, it just made people go, well, there's a lot of talented people in America.
Mm-hmm.
Not just this one celebrity who's putting on a dress to film a movie.
Right.
Kind of thing. RuPaul's been around forever. She had the talk show on VH1. And she was very popular before RuPaul's Drag Race. But she was already a celebrity.
Yeah.
Where you're taking, for example, Sharon Needles, who performs at a tiny bar in Pittsburgh, applied for a show, and now she is the biggest superstar drag queen on the planet.
Yeah, that's pretty. So let's talk about Sharon Needles a little bit because that's going to be important here in a minute. Why do you think Sharon Needles won? Because she did win. Sharon, if you didn't already know, Sharon Needles won RuPaul's Drag Race. Big spoiler, but why do you think she won?
I think she won because she is 100% entirely different than any drag queen that's been on that show. She was in your face. She was shock value. She proved that she could not only be very pretty on stage, but she could come out and spit blood out of her mouth and have you go, what is that? What the fuck is that? Kind of thing. And I think really that's why she won, because people are looking for someone that's not carbon copy.
Yeah. Well, why do you think Sharon Needles is gaining mainstream traction? Not just like in gay culture in general, but even in mainstream media. Why is Sharon Needles getting that foothold?
I think partly because of her shock value, because she's so in your face. And I think the other side of it is that because she is really ultimately the underdog who won. She coined herself as that all season long in the show, and she was there to prove that the underdog can be someone. And I mean, I don't know her personally yet. Hopefully after June 9th I will. But I think that's why the audience appealed to her, because she was someone who I think has been knocked down a lot for her style and what she does, but she always stayed true to who she is as a person. And I think the crowd sees that. And I think that they see that she's definitely someone who is still true to herself, even though she has gained this enormous popularity.
Well, in the show, she certainly showed that nice could prevail, because she was nothing but nice in the entire show. Even when the stuff on RuPaul's Drag Race, especially on like the untucked stuff, has a reputation for being like catty and and bitchy, and they fight So what happens June 9th? Why don't you? In case
9th,
anybody doesn't already know.
For those of you that don't know, June 9th, Sharon Needles herself, she will be performing live at Lola's Caribbean Restaurant, where I do my brunch. The party starts at 8 p.m. It's going to go all night long. It's going to be the biggest, hottest show that I think this area has ever seen. We have got some fabulous entertainers locally that will be there, as well as Sharon herself. And I think you're in for really... I'm not going to give too many details because you got to show up to be surprised. But it's going to be a really, really fabulous show. This is the only location in Hampton Roads she will be at. And it's also the smallest, most intimate venue she will be at. This is the only venue, I believe, in the country she will be at, other than her home bar in Pittsburgh, that you can actually see her close, face to face, and meet her. Because Lola's only holds 130 people.
Right, so tickets are super limited. I talked to the people at Lola's, and all they have left now are VIP tickets.
VIP tickets, yeah.
And the contact info is an email at it's events@lolas@gmail.com. EVENTS at Lolas LOLAS.com at gmail.com. And but they told me that if the tickets are limited, it's a first come first served basis.
Right.
They're $80 for the VIP, and what does that get?
The VIP we have, to the best of my knowledge, as
I'm pimping the hell out of this.
We have we've got a couple of booths. One of those booths are still available for 6 to 8 people. You will be right elevated on the dance floor. You'll be able to sit down. You'll have your own server. The other VIP section, we have an upstairs area where you will be up there. They can do bottle service up there. And Sharon will actually be getting ready on our second floor. So she will be up there with all of you, partying it up while she's waiting to go on stage. So you will definitely, that area only holds about 30 people. So you will be up there partying one-on-one with Sharon Needles herself.
And add a little bit more to it. If you call or email them to buy your VIP tickets and you mention Zombie Popcorn, you'll get a $5 discount.
$5 discount. Fabulous. Yeah, VIP tickets, they are normally $80 for the VIP tickets, but if you mention Zombie Popcorn, $75, which is the greatest deal ever.
That is a good deal.
I'd pay it if I wasn't hosting the show.
That is a pretty good deal. I'm not getting paid at all to say it, and I'm excited about
it. Right? I would talk about it regardless if I was hosting, because I would be there in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I don't know. There's something about Sharon. Like I had no interest in drag until my girlfriend made me watch. We sat down. We started watching RuPaul's Drag Race, and it was such like, I don't know. She's like, Sharon Needles was such a nice person, and they were so talented. Like they just ooze talent. That I don't know. I found myself caught up in it, and not only that, but she wasn't. I mean, I would argue that she was the most talented, but the level of talent overall was so high too. Like all the other people that were with her were really, really talented people.
Right. Yeah, it's they're very. I mean, the caliber that was on this season, I think, is really some of the best that they've seen yet. And I mean, it was a hard. I was hoping Sharon would win because she's coming to Lola's, but for a while I was a little like, oh, Chad's going to take it. Chad Michaels is an amazing entertainer. He's an amazing illusionist. I mean, even as much as America doesn't like Miss Fifi O'Hara, she's, I mean, as an entertainer, she's beautiful. She looks beautiful. She's a great entertainer. She's just a bitch.
Just kind of a bitch.
Really, well, just how you got to put it.
But now I feel obligated to ask you all like these drag questions I thought up before.
Fire away! I'm an open book.
Here's one that's made me think, because I always hear this on Drag Race, and they always there's like a whole language associated with drag.
Oh yeah,
I've noticed, and but I always
hear
the
tea girl.
Yeah. Well, what does that mean?
What's the tea?
Yeah.
It's really like, what is the gossip? Like, what's going on? What did I miss? Why? I heard that this one's talking about this one. What's that mean? It's a short word for gossip, really.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
Tea girl?
What's the tea?
Oh, what's the
What's
T?
the T?
I thought it was what's the T girl, like T girl. When you're online and your wife's not looking, you're like T girl.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it is.
I thought it was a play on words. That's all.
Yeah, no.
But they always have on RuPaul. They're always talking about like, what do they say? They say pageant girls, funny girls, fishy girls. Like what? Those are all just different types of drag, right?
Those are different types of drag. Your pageant girls are girls who don't perform as much in the clubs and the bars. They enter pageants. There is a whole world of drag pageantry, just like Miss America and Miss Universe.
I had no idea.
It is a drag pageant compared to what you watch on ABC with women running around in skimpy bathing suits. Drag pageants are like above and beyond anything that they could ever put on television.
So if they could mix that with toddlers and tiaras,
you would have
that would be
the golden
the
golden ticket right there. Now the drag pageants. I mean, I went to one national pageant from a bar that I used to work at, and I kid you not, this woman flew in from Puerto Rico. And she brought her team of dancers. She had about 8 dancers.
Wow.
And she flew in her jewelry man from New York City, complete with a full rhinestone snake on a pillow of all Swarovski crystal, which probably cost about $3,000 to create. You can enter a pageant and seriously spend about $20,000 entering a pageant. And those are pageants girls. They enter those to win the pageants, and then from there they get bookings and everything else, and that's how they make their money. Your fishy girls, as we call them, are the girls that really just naturally look like a girl, and they don't have to wear a lot of clothes, and they can just put on a lot of duct tape to tape the kids back. You know what I mean? Tape the kids back, and suddenly they look like a girl, and you would be very confused, and as a straight man you might hit on her and then be a little surprised when you take her home.
Well, that's what's kind of funny about Sharon Needles, right? Because she kind of has that gothy look to her. And I mean, androgyny and the goth club kind of go hand in hand. It's, you know,
very much so.
So that was just like, oh, it's just a goth girl. Maybe.
Yeah, and then what was the other one? Comedy Queens?
Funny girls.
Funny Girls. Funny Girls runs a gamut. I mean, you can have someone that does female impersonation that is just naturally funny. Like my friend Pandora Box. She's beautiful as a drag queen, but she is comically hysterical. She has come up with a one-liner like nobody I've ever heard, and she does a lot of comedy numbers. And you've got other people like a local girl who's going to be at the Sharon Needles show, You Need a Biscuit. She does more.
Isn't that the best name?
That is awesome.
I love that name. I've always loved that name. She's a very good friend of mine. But she does more true comedy drag. She doesn't shave anything. She wears the dresses and she wears the wigs. But we call that, quote unquote, booger drag.
Booger drag.
Nice.
Which is really it's meant to be bad drag.
Right.
But if it's done properly,
Right.
it's just really hysterical. It's really funny to watch. It's really funny. It's really entertaining. And you look at it, you clearly know that she is not a woman. But they tend to do numbers that are nothing but comedy. And she sings about poop and
That's awesome.
I love a good poop
penises
song.
and
Yeah.
vaginas.
I've written
and
many, actually.
hairy snatches and things like that. So
Comedy gold.
exactly.
So is it always lip singing, or is there other types of entertainment?
There are some drag queens that, I mean, RuPaul sings. I mean, she's a singer.
Yeah.
So, but there are some drag queens that have the ability to sing live, but most of the time it's lip syncing, mainly because, like me, I sound like a dead animal when I'm singing. So you wouldn't want to hear that. Doesn't sound very good.
Actually, I might want to hear a dead animal sing because I've never.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
no.
I'll listen to it once.
No, you might run out
Right.
of the bar screaming because your ears are bleeding.
It was like an elk mating call. I found it majestic.
Exactly. Why is my dog barking from Ken? I don't understand. Yeah.
How are we doing on beverages, folks? Paul?
I'm good.
Annie? Jason?
I'm still working on this one.
I could use a refill.
We have a
Pumpkin.
we have a staff, a technical
I-
assistant.
Staff.
I brought
Technical
a bartender.
assistance.
every good girl brings a bartender.
We're gonna have her on more often now.
yeah, right.
My beverage bitch. See, she likes it. All right, what else?
She likes the language.
What are the other questions?
Well, since mainly we talk about movies here, we talk a lot about movies, and Jason found a whole list of drag movies, and I like if somebody asked me to name a drag movie, I'm like Tu Wong Fu, Priscilla Queen of the Desert, but he's
Mrs.
got a whole
Doubtfire.
freaking list here.
Yeah.
Tootsie. There's Tootsie.
Yeah,
I,
Tootsie.
actually,
Victoria.
my favorite movie is Birdcage.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Birdcage
I
is
love
very
the
popular.
Birdcage.
It's weird to
go
me
ahead.
that drag has become super popular with
Robin Williams.
black comedians. It's like every what is all the Medea movies
That was skill.
Yeah, well, that was
and every shit. What's his name?
See, that is
Tyler
what
Perry?
would be considered more
Tyler
comedy
Perry,
drag.
right? And they're always hefty women. And who's the other guy that does it? Martin Lawrence. All the big
Big Mama, yeah.
But it's like, matter of fact, Saturday Night Live did a skit with one of the guys, and he
skill.
invented a dress for heavyset black comedians with the patented balls in the front pouch that you could tug it. And this was the whole
Wait,
skit.
no, the balls are supposed to be in the back.
Yeah, well, this was patent pending though, so maybe
It was
that's-
breakthrough
yeah.
technology.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the balls in the front, that doesn't work. So
No, I guess that doesn't. That's not very
It
convincing.
doesn't give a very
Yeah.
nice vagina. It's a bulging vagina.
That's quite natural masculine.
Yeah.
Well,
So
wait,
the
well,
next thing, since we're talking about this, we're going to do this later in the show, but Bob is going to demonstrate how to
How to
tape.
tape.
yeah, I really am I?
Or you should duct tape. Is that the preferred tape? Because
There are several methods. There are several.
I'm just saying that. See, duct tape is really
The-
sticky on
I know,
genitals.
Yeah, I personally do not
like electrical tape.
duct tape
would
anything.
give you a little bit of.
I
well,
don't.
you know,
I
you're an
don't
engineer.
Use the duct tape. I don't get. Oh, I'm sorry. I see something big and bulbous in front of my face. I get excited. Sorry.
Hello.
How are you?
Hang a pair of those trucks.
So, sorry, I got sidetracked. Happens easily when I have a couple of cocktails. But the method for tucking, many drag queens duct tape, where it's like it sounds. Yeah, you just slap a little duct tape on it and pull it all back, and there you go.
That cannot be comfortable.
There's another way to tuck, which it's known as a gaff, which is kind of like a really tight piece of underwear, and it's like got lots of layers to it, so that when you put it on, it really holds everything back.
So it's like Spanx for drag queens.
Yes, Spanx for your balls.
Ball Spanx.
Really, ball Spanx. Yeah. You could get kicked, and you would
Wow.
never even feel it. My personal method, I wear because I live as a man. I only groom the areas that are necessary for looking like a lady that evening. So I wear several layers of dancer tights and pantyhose and hip pads and all sorts of shit. So upon layering all that on, you really can, I mean, unless you're hung like the elephant that's over here in the corner, you really can just kind of push it back.
No, guys, other corner. Sorry.
No.
You can kind
Well
of
played, sir.
you can kind of push it back And once you get all those layers on, it kind of just sticks in place. It doesn't move too much.
Wow, Miley's laughing really hard at that joke.
Do you like the elephant in the corner?
The other corner.
I'm sure it is your elephant.
So, who's your favorite drag queen?
Oh, you would have to ask me that question. Oh my God, I can't have one.
That's a fair answer. I work at a video store, and people always ask, "What's your favorite movie?" And I'm like, "That's an unfair question because I have lots of favorite movies."
I have several favorites for different reasons.
That's fair.
I think RuPaul is one of my favorites because of what she's done for drag, and she looks phenomenal all the time. I think for comedy, I think Pandora Box is amazing. I think that as far as glamour goes, my coworker / friend from Rochester, Aggie Doon, she's amazing. She is the queen of glamour. She is so classy all the time that you kind of just look in awe at her. I mean, she commands your presence on stage. But as far as shock value, Sharon Needles, hands down. I mean, she is just... I have tried my hand at the shock value, the rocker chick, that kind of thing, and she just executes it perfectly every time.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I had seen nothing like what she does until that show.
We're all like, yep.
Yep, that's it.
So that time Sharon Needles on the show, that was awesome.
So, what do you think of Eddie Izzard? Okay.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I think I know him, but I'm deprived culturally.
Okay. Well,
could you show me a picture?
I don't have one.
He's a British comedian, and and he. I'm sorry if you.
I was a deprived child. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
I grew up in a bubble.
Izzard is a British comedian, and he's been in a lot of movies. But one of the things that he did was maybe you could call it that booger drag, where he would do his comedy routine in a dress, like dressed as a woman, nails, shoes, everything. But then like he's got like a goatee and the
Yeah, he makes Patrick Swayze look good.
Yeah. Yeah, he
So but he calls himself a professional. What does he call? I forget what his tagline is now. So
but he also wasn't up there to. He was never on stage to like deceive anybody into being a woman. He was there to sort of, I don't know, I guess he's doing it to push boundaries, which that I kind of got to respect that. And he's funny. He's very funny.
Really drag is out there to push boundaries. I mean, if you think of the core of it, it's a man in a dress. No matter what drag queen you're talking about, whether they're a fishy queen or whatever, at the end of the day, they are a man in a dress.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. So they're there to, in a way, shock you in different arenas as to, do they look like a woman? No, they don't look like a woman, but that's really funny. And those kinds of areas.
Yeah, well, Izzard certainly is funny. I mean, he
and he'll just do that part where he breaks off in French.
Yeah,
and he'll do
I like when he does. He goes, "I really like you," or he'll do contradictions with his body language. Yeah. It's funny. But anyway, go ahead.
Well, anywho, we thought Izzard would be every week we pick an audio book to plug, and there's if you go to audibletrial.com, you can sign up for a free 30-day membership. And audibletrial.com/TTD, which is short for The Talking Dead. And sign up for a free 30-day trial, and then you can download Eddie Izzard's Circle, which is one of his concert performances.
Yeah, it's actually
and
really
it's
good.
very funny, and it's there for free. You could check it out for free.
Yep.
I can.
It's for
And I
free.
will, since clearly I live in a bubble.
You know, with that and the $5 off those VIP tickets.
This is the greatest deal in town. Right here.
Yeah. How delicious is Stolichnaya vodka?
Delicious.
I have a secret love affair with Stolichnaya. I love it. It's amazing.
If only they knew of you and your love affair with Stolichnaya.
Cheers. Cheers to vodka.
So what is
God
your?
bless the Russians.
I hear a sponsorship coming on.
Yeah.
It's coming. So what is your favorite horror movie? Do you have one?
I don't watch horror movies because I scare easily and I don't like blood. So that concerns me for when Sharon comes because something tells me there's going to be blood. And I'm a little squeamish and I turn into a girly girl and I hide in the corner and I grab the closest, cutest man next to me and bury myself in his crotch. But yeah, I don't
Whether
really
you
watch
know him
horror
or
movies. I don't mind a little suspense. I don't mind some suspense, like making it like that kind of thing. Everyone thinks it's more of a comedy, but the Blair Witch Project scared the crap out of me.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't sleep for 3 days. And then Paranormal Activity. Oh, forget it. I went home after Paranormal Activity, and I thought my roommate was going to be home, but he got stuck at work, so I had to go home to a 1900 Victorian house with no lights on, and it's already haunted. And I had just watched the most scary movie I've ever seen in my life. I turned on all the lights and all the televisions, and I slept with the lights on.
That
So
is
then
a
I'd be afraid
perfect
that-
evening. That's like what I live for.
I'd be afraid like the TVs go to that white staticky noise. That would freak me out.
Dude, that happened
Well-
right after we saw The Ring.
Oh,
Our
yeah?
TV went in and it was creepy as hell.
Well, I like 2 weeks before, my roommate called me and was like, I think the house is haunted. He woke up in the morning and something had moved things off of our bookshelf onto the floor, perfectly lined up in a perfect row, including a ceramic doll that would break if it fell off.
There can be no explanation for that.
Exactly.
Clearly, this is a job for our buddy. And,
Wait,
Ghost hunting.
No, wait. We've been talking about starting a ghost hunting
Yeah.
We'll come. We'll show
come
up and
and film and take photos.
Can I
and-
do? I want to do it in drag. Can I do it in drag?
I think we'd
That
have
would
a.
be
cr-
perfect.
We have
I
a
would love to
team.
ghost hunt in drag.
We have a team now. This is-
we get.
You could be our drag medium.
That could. I could. Give me all you got. Give it to me. Give it to me, you dirty ghost.
She comes in all drunk with a long cigarette.
That was amazing. That ghost gave it to me good.
He
Real
totally
good.
was the key master.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I think we're onto something.
I know.
We got to do this.
We're done. I mean, we're in Ghent. I mean, we might as well. I'm sure there's a lot of haunted things in Ghent.
I'm sure. Because you took that book, didn't you?
I did.
You haven't even opened it, have you?
I know. I have read it. I have. I've read it in
We're talking about
all
a
the
book called
stories
Haunted
are the
Virginia.
same though.
He
It's
read the
always
title
like
page.
it's always based on like some unverifiable fact.
That's what makes it fun.
Yeah. All right.
And
Where have you ever read a ghost story that was verifiable?
but that's
It
where,
deals with the supernatural.
but that's where we come in, so we can go in with our equipment and say, real or not.
Yeah, and I'll totally run a scam and make it seem real until
right.
I
Like
get
throw a
caught.
rock
Yeah,
on my
that's
shoulder.
exactly-
That's good. Don't do that.
Yeah,
I would scream a lot. I'm just going to let you know right now. I'm going to scream a lot.
that'll add tension.
Well, that would actually work on the video side of it because
Screaming and running into walls
Yeah.
and things.
It would be like the Blair Witch Project.
It was.
Yeah, you'll just be standing in a corner.
Yes, but but nobody puts baby in a corner.
That's
Nobody.
Not even the Blair Witch.
It's true.
Well, Al, if it's not horror movies, what about do you have a favorite drag movie?
Oh God! I think my favorite drag movie. I really enjoyed Tu Wong Fu.
Yeah, that was
I
funny.
just thought it was hysterical. I liked the message in it. I thought the movie was a little beyond its time. I think it was very. It talked a lot about acceptance, especially in a small town.
Well, I think the movie gets underrated because all of the people that are in it was Wesley Snipes and Patrick Swayze.
But I think that's what's genius about it.
Right, they're playing against type, and that does help it.
I think they took the
all I needed was like Chuck Norris, and
I think they took the three most masculine men in Hollywood at the time, and they were like, "We're going to make you women." And I think it was genius because I think it made people think, "Oh, well, maybe dressing like a woman isn't so bad because they did it."
yeah.
Well, speaking of dressing as a woman being so bad, just that idea, what are some of the negative reactions that you get as a drag queen?
I think a lot of people have the misconception that a drag queen wants to be a woman. And in some cases, a drag career with an entertainer, it does launch them into... They put the dress on and they become the character, and they realize that they really like that character more than who they were born as.
Yeah.
And some of that sometimes is simply self-esteem, but sometimes being in drag kind of makes that brain click into place and go, you know what? Maybe I was born the wrong gender.
I mean, I could see where some people get to sort of like how it does that, but I think I would guess it would be more of like a personality thing. It's not that somebody can be a woman and live as a woman. It's now you get to say and do all the things you wish you could say. You
Right.
know what I mean? It's less about the physicality of it, more about the attitude and the persona.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people have the misconception that, like with me, for example, I live as a man. I've no desire to be a woman, but I'm an entertainer. And I think a lot of people misconceive that because I'm a drag queen, it makes me less of a man, and I somehow like wearing the clothing, and I like the dresses, and I like the heels and all that sort of thing. The heels fucking hurt my feet by the end of the day. I can't wait to get them off. I go in the dressing room half the time and I take them off and I'm like, oh, that's amazing to take those off. I mean, yeah, the clothing is fun. It's fun to play dress up. It's like Halloween. Every day. A couple of nights a week. But I think a lot of people, particularly when it comes to myself and the dating world, they hear I do drag and they immediately think you cannot be remotely masculine because you wear dresses on the weekends.
Well, it just seems like a no-win situation because if you're a man who dresses up a woman, you're forced with the stereotype that you're trying to be a woman. But if you're a woman who's successful, you're just trying to be a man, and you can't win.
Exactly. It's like the opposite. And I have met several people that were interested in me, but as soon as they find out I'm a drag queen, they're like, no. You must be too effeminate.
Well, that's unfortunate because
Which I'm clearly out of drag. I clearly am a gay man, but I am not what is known as a flamer. I am not flitting down the street with my man bag and my man capris. And there's nothing wrong with that, but that's not who I am as a person.
Right.
And it tends to be generalized that you're a drag queen, you must be extremely effeminate. Look, I mean, if you look at Drag Race this season, Latrice Walsh or Latrice Royale.
Yeah.
Latrice Royale, yeah.
Love Latrice.
She is the butchest truck driving black man I have ever seen. But when she puts on that dress, she's a lady.
Yeah. Well, that's unfortunate if somebody thinks that way, because they're, here it is, like something about a person, and then like, oh my gosh, here's something about you that's really interesting, but then that turns them off for some reason. I don't know. Interesting people are interesting people.
Yeah, but it's one of those things that it's going to be no matter what, whether you're a drag queen or a straight man or a gay man, somehow you're going to be judged in any small amount of way.
Well, I know it sounds kind of bleak talking about it now, but think about the world 10 years ago and the world today. I mean, it's much different. Maybe tomorrow I can see it being better.
Not if you hang out with me, Bob.
Not if I hang out with you. I know. Look, I shook off your cynicism. See how chipper I am?
I can tell. I can see the difference.
No, you're right. I mean, it's definitely in a constant evolution of things. I mean, I remember when I was in high school, I didn't come out in high school because I would have been beaten simply for being gay. And in 2012, while there are certain pockets that may still happen, if you come out in high school, it's not that big of a deal. I can remember people being banned from going to the prom because they wanted to bring someone of the same sex with them.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I mean, unless you live in Podunk, Alabama,
or North Carolina,
it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, so I've definitely seen the evolution that way.
right?
But as far as drag, drag is perceived as a very specific culture. They're known for drama, which I hate. And they're known for a lot of gossiping, which I hate.
You have shattered everything I've ever known.
But I mean, that's what they're known for. Yeah. I don't follow it.
Yeah.
Of course, I get thrown into the middle of it all half the time. Yeah. But I don't view it like that. To me, that's just pettiness and not.
Yeah. Well, right. We can all be better than that.
Exactly.
So I know you don't want to talk about politics and stuff, but as you've mentioned that you've seen the evolution of society being more welcoming. Just a short answer. What do you think about a presidential candidate who's running for president now, who has on his record when he was in school, he chased down a gay boy, tackled him, and shaved his head and cut his hair because he didn't like the way he was looking? What do you think that says for our culture and the way our country's going, even though you're seeing the evolution of...
I don't know if it says something about the culture. I think it says he's a fucking moron. But...
which sounds a lot like Mormon.
That's just boys being boys, man.
Yeah. I hate that saying.
And all you got to do next, put the dog up on it.
I think that whole thing is, just... If you're willing to do something like that, then you must be questioning something in your own mind.
Well, that's
how I look at it.
Yeah, and I think Bob and I agree.
And I think for a straight man who's truly 100% comfortable with who they are as a human being and as a man, then it shouldn't matter whether the person next to you is dating a man or if she's dating a woman, because that's no reflection upon yourself. And even if a man hits on you as a straight man, you should be flattered that somebody finds you attractive.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. I have a friend of mine that I worked with in college, and I pined after him for months. He is as straight could be, but he is perfectly comfortable with who he is as a person, so it didn't bother him. I could call him right now and he'd say, "Hey, babe, how are you?" And he is a cop. He is as butch as you could be. But it doesn't bother him.
Right.
So I think for those people that it bothers that someone is gay, they're questioning something in their own mind.
Not to get all sciencey on you and bleed over into other topics.
Just don't use big words. I don't do well with big words.
There was a recent study in some psych journal where they gave these people like these personality profiles, and they had some questions that they asked them, and what they evaluated was how I forget how it was, but they evaluated like oh shit, how did it go? I'm trying to think of how it was like sexuality is fluid, right? And so, you know, they sort of like asked these people these questions and got them to sort of report on that 1 to 10 Kinsey or 1 to 7 Kinsey scale, where like 1 is straight, 7 is gay. And the people who drifted more towards the homosexual side, even though they didn't really know they were, that was just like they were sort of tricked into admitting it, they were also the people that were most vocal about being anti-homosexual. So intuitively, you're absolutely right.
Right.
Like that's what, you know, research is showing now. And I'm sure that's probably something like, you know, you read that, you're like, no, duh, I could have told you that 20 years ago.
Yeah. I mean, it's just one of those things that I think, you know, people who are comfortable with themselves are comfortable with themselves. It doesn't matter what somebody else is doing. I mean, like myself, I am 100% gay. There is nothing straight about me. I have zero interest in women, dating them, banging them, whatever.
Bitches, man. Bitches.
But
You guys know so much about bitches.
but I can still find a woman attractive. I can look at a woman and go, she is stunningly gorgeous, and she has some great tits. Does that mean I want to sleep with her? No. And I've been hit on by women before, and I'm just like, I'm sorry, I don't. It's not how I roll.
I say that to Jan about women, and she gets really upset. I say that about men to her, and she gets even more upset.
That is a good-looking
Wow.
dude.
Yeah. That is one.
I mean, my father's straight, and he comments on how attractive men are all the time.
Yeah.
There's nothing gay about my father.
And I think that's the division that causes a lot of problem is people. It's that comfort zone. I mean, there's nothing wrong with seeing beauty in somebody,
Right.
and whether it's their facial structure, whether it's their ass, or whether it's their intelligence, it doesn't matter. If I guess, for the lack of a better phrase, if the chemistry is there that triggers that attraction, there's nothing wrong with it.
Right.
Yeah, I'm almost tempted to take a page out of Kevin Smith's book and like go to the bear convention so I don't have to suck in my gut all weekend.
Oh God.
He said it's great, you know. I'm like,
It's liberating.
yeah. Yeah, he really sold it to me. I'm like, wow, I should try this.
See?
Yeah. It is funny though when you're talking about how your personality can change when you put on an outfit and you become someone else. I mean, people have been doing that. That's why they have Venetian balls. And everyone wears masks and everything, so they can pretend to be some. No, other one.
Bob.
Yeah. Are those like the Benoit? Or are they the same? No.
I just heard balls. You said balls.
I heard.
Who said balls?
But even like, going all the way back to shamanism and tribalism, everybody puts on a mask and they completely change their character.
Yeah.
So apparently nobody wants to be themselves all the time.
That's why they're glory holes.
See, then you make it weird.
That has nothing to do with being yourself. That's just dealing with shame.
Okay, sorry.
No, that's just making yourself feel good.
Yeah.
So,
I guess it depends on which side you're on.
That's well, no, I mean, if you really, it's good for both parties involved.
we were talking about
Putting out your
boundaries.
drywall.
I mean, like the discussion was about pushing boundaries and things like that. And I don't want to. I've been meaning to tell you this for a while, but and here I am going to stroke your ego a little bit. But when not you,
Just I know after hearing
I like
anything stroked.
stroked.
So one of the things that you do in drag I've seen you do it at Lolo's, and I saw it when you did it at Jack's Attic, is you do Boy George. Which your Boy George is really good. And I found myself watching that, and I was like, wow, dude, it's a dude dressed as a woman, dressed as a dude dressed as a woman. And it was like, my mind blown. So, I mean, but that's boundary pushing. I mean, that, it's blurring the edges. I was getting lost just thinking about it. You know what I mean? Like, that's really good. I think I thought that was great.
It was like a time travel movie when it came back on it. So.
Yeah. So anyway, I think that's really, I don't know. That's the kind of profound and edgy and different kind of drag I think that is getting drag mainstream traction.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's I mean, Boy George was, I think, probably before RuPaul. I think he was the first mainstream drag queen. He really wasn't a drag queen, but he just was the first to really, really push the boundaries. I mean, he wore girl makeup consistently. I mean, he had on more makeup than half the anchors on television.
Well, I know in Texas that when Boy George was popular, that I would hear cowboys and real manly men when they first see a photo of him say that he's cute, and then when they realized it was Boy George, they were like, "Oh no!" Yeah. But I think that was a real good defining moment of progressing the issues and pushing that limit, is because it made straight men look at another man and say that they're attractive.
Yeah. I think we had a brief period in the 80s where it was sort of okay to be gay and sort of okay to be like that, and then somehow we reverted because I think they were like, oh, it's okay to be gay. It's fine to be like that. But wait, no, now you want to get married? Oh, forget it.
Yeah. Well, New Wave hair was one thing.
Yeah. It was one thing for the hair bands to wear makeup, but no, now you want tax benefits? Forget it. No, you can't have that. No,
but the flip side of that is every redneck loves Queen. But when they found out, shocking, that Freddie Mercury was gay, they're like, oh, no,
and Judas Priest. Who the fuck didn't see that coming?
No, yeah. And it's so bizarre that they'll totally crank up the music, rock out to it, go see them live. But as soon as they find out, I'm not listening to them. But you fucking got off on them.
Yeah. No pun intended.
I mean, they could have. I mean, but because Freddie Mercury,
but you really, it's awesome that people didn't know back then. Like, look at his mustache. I mean, you can just look at it, and somehow there's a difference between a cop stash and a Freddie Mercury stash. They're both the same, but they're not. I don't know what it is about it. And then, Judas Priest is the other one. That's just...
It's just
But
bizarre.
and then everybody freaks out.
It's a gay stash?
A gay stash? Do you think... Is that a real term?
Is that a thing?
I just made it up.
A gay stash?
I just made it up. I could be, I guess. I don't know.
How are you on beverages?
I'm half full. I'm good.
Okay.
Making
sure.
Use some more ice.
Ice girl.
Trying to keep the conversation properly lubricated.
Give me some ice, bitch.
I want to get drunk.
Ice.
Anyway.
Thank you.
Thank you, honey. I love you.
How about you, Paul? Another beer?
No, I'm good.
It's actually not even beer. Well, it's hard cider, Angry
It
Orchard,
tastes just like apple
crisp apple.
I don't drink beer. I'm not a lesbian.
Thank you.
Nor do I cock my top.
What? Did you say cock?
Actually, I did, yeah.
Sorry, I get sidetracked.
It's all right.
I'm a whore.
So, any more questions?
Where are we at on time?
We're 30 minutes till.
Yeah.
So you want to talk about movies? You want to
Oh
continue?
my God! I've been waiting all week to talk about the Avengers.
I saw it the other day.
How fucking good was that movie?
I have a crush on Captain America. I want to bang him.
there's no shame in that, really. I'm kind of with you.
I want
on
him
that.
to spank me. I want him to spank me with his shield. Is that wrong?
That is not wrong. Bob said the same thing.
He did.
My saying is that the movie made sweet fanboy love to my eye holes. Yeah, it was so good.
That's
Very
good.
tender.
So good. Yeah, it's tender, isn't it?
Captain America seems like he would appreciate you more than Iron Man.
Yeah.
Captain America would make sweet love to me. I'm sorry, I'm getting sidetracked.
Yeah. Outside of making love to Captain America, what did y'all think of the movie?
I thought the movie was very good.
Yeah.
I thought it had its good points, and it was action filled, and I thought it was good.
Did you see it in 3D?
I did.
He's like, good job.
Good job.
Jason
Actually, I saw it in XD.
Oh, thank you. An XD. Actually, that's a Disney trademark. You can't use that.
Great. Now the show's going to be taken
That's what it
off.
said on the theater.
That's a Disney trademark. So. Well, actually, Disney owns Marvel, so that's why it would be.
That's their 3D technology
Yeah.
or something like that. I don't know what it means.
I don't either.
But no, we won't get into that. So,
Yeah. So how fucking awesome was the Avengers?
It was very good. It's funny because I don't normally. That's not my genre of film. But my friends wanted me to go, and then I was like, this is really good. And then I found out that there were like all these other movies that were supposedly led up to this movie, and
Yeah, there were.
which I saw none of them.
Oh, yeah.
Which now I have to catch up. I have to
2
go
Iron
backwards.
Mans, a Hulk, a Thor, and a Captain America.
I know.
Bob will write you a prescription
Yeah,
when
yeah.
the show is done.
I'll have to have a movie night. Me and Netflix will have to have a date.
well, right now at the Air and Space Museum, Iron Man 3D is playing there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so you can go catch up on that one. That'd be
Right
great.
on.
So we're less than a month away from Prometheus. The night before Sharon Needles arrives in town, Prometheus is released in theaters.
Yay.
Very excited about
Robots.
it. It's going to be so awesome. Have y'all seen the teaser for Prometheus of Happy Birthday, David?
I love that thing. And I kind of want to be that guy. I was telling Jay, and I was like, I need to stop eating and become Swedish, because he's got like Covenant, the guy Skeel, the head guy. He's got like those awesome Swedish cheekbones that. Oh, that sounds so gay, but he's way awesome. He's got like the comb over hair. He's all German, and just I totally want to be that dude.
Yeah.
Do you want to do him?
No, I just want to be him.
Okay, just checking.
But if that's what it took to be
You
him,
sounded very intrigued.
Have you seen the?
He's an android, so
All right.
I guess technically there's nothing wrong with
Right,
that.
nothing wrong with that.
So, but you're not into Patrick Swayze. Who was it?
Josh is into Patrick Swayze.
You're into.
Who was my man crush? It was who's my man crush? Snake. What's his name?
Kurt Russell?
I like
Kurt
Kurt Russell,
Oh man, yeah,
which is why I always sit by Bob.
yeah.
And,
Thank you.
Shit. Who's the other guy? Dennis Quaid. I think that's just a father problem, though. I'm not sure what that is.
He has a daddy complex.
Yeah. Is Dennis
Is that what
Quaid the guy from? Was he in? What's it with? The snow comes. There's the Statue of Liberty. The Day After Tomorrow.
Escape from.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was in that.
I like that dude. I don't know why.
Right.
He's awesome.
Christy always says that Dennis Quaid is just basically working for beer.
He's like Harrison Ford, but nice.
Yeah. I forget we were watching some movie. It was the Legion with Paul Bettany, and I was like, oh my god, where did all the money on this movie go to? And I was like, oh, they must have spent it all paying who's the special effects guy? He's always in. Anyway, we were trying to figure out where the money went, and I was like, well, they had Dennis Quaid, and she was like, oh my god, he's obviously working for just beer. Look at him. He's poor Dennis Quaid. Wasn't he in like a Hannah Montana movie or something too?
I don't know. I saw Hannah Montana in 3D at the theater.
I love Hannah Montana.
Do you?
No, actually, I don't.
Well, I went out and saw Miley Cyrus's LOL movie this week.
Did you really?
No, I did not. But I think it only opened in 27 theaters.
That's sad.
Yeah.
But anyway,
She has a movie?
I spend a lot of time on Yahoo at work reading all the stories. No, it was a whole
She
story.
has a movie named LOL?
Yeah, and Demi Moore is in it.
Oh,
Yeah.
she came down off her high?
Yeah.
She stopped sniffing
Ashton,
rubber cement
yeah.
or whatever it was that she was.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I forget what it was.
Stopped tapping the Freon
Was
tank.
it Whippets or something? I don't even
She
know.
was doing
I hope
whippets.
not. That is.
I don't know.
Would that be awesome?
Can you,
You heard it here
whippets or
first.
some shit
It was something really fucking dumb.
the dumb kids do
Something-
in high school because they can't afford real drugs.
Yeah, that's exactly what
You're
it is.
a millionaire. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're going to do drugs, do the real shit.
She's got like Scotch Guard on her ride. It's like the most white trash drug you can do.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Lord.
awesome.
Let me soak this kerosene rag and lay on my
Have you guys?
my Shea Lounge.
So all right. So I always thought Whippets was like a little desperate. But have you seen the new thing now about kids drinking hand sanitizer?
Isn't that fucked
What?
up?
What?
It's 64% alcohol.
I haven't heard this.
Yeah,
and
it's
they're
a-
getting all
Does that mean I'm going to have to be ID'd when I want to sanitize
Yeah.
my hands now?
Yeah, there's
Probably.
a thing running around where kids like the gel hand sanitizer.
65% alcohol in that?
Yeah, and then I
But
heard
that's
that there's-
disgusting. It's lemon flavored.
it's lemon flavor.
It's not even like a lemon drop.
No.
That's what's happening.
Some of them
That is
distill it
desperate.
also.
I've heard there's something where you can they add salt to it and it tends to I don't know pull the alcohol out of it. Or
There's also
something.
some apparent new game that's going around where people put salt all over their hand and then grab an ice cube and hold on for it as long as they can. And somehow it burns the fuck out of your hand.
That's just
People
dumb.
got blistered up hands. Completely bizarre.
heard about
don't
this-
know. I don't know.
I heard about this thing called the cinnamon game, where you try and
Yeah.
and it's like sending kids to the hospital.
Really?
Yeah.
drink a level or try to eat a level teaspoon of cinnamon.
And but
Oh
it's
man, that shit goes through your nose. Oh, that would be painful.
You won't catch me doing that.
I thought we would end the show with that. I have.
oh,
We're all gonna take a wag at it.
No, sorry.
Later, we'll go out with our Mentos and
Yeah.
Diet Coke.
So I have a story that I want to talk about, which is very because you hate George Lucas. You've gotten pissed off at George Lucas one too many times.
Yeah, I did. I saw it. Don't ruin this for me.
I have to run this for you. It's my job. It's my job.
Don't
to do
ruin
so.
it. My hatred was
Okay.
so pure.
George Lucas was setting out to build like a $600 million on his land. He owns a lot of land.
Yeah.
He has a huge house, but he wanted to build a mega movie studio where they would film movies there. People,
Right.
it'd be on his land. And ever since he moved in, he's been building onto his house, and he has this massive movie theater inside of his house. He said that the city council, the city that approves building permits, or the council that approves expansion and stuff, has been fighting him since day one that he moved in, and he wants to build this studio, and they're fighting him, and it's been years and years. They're just going back and forth, lawyers and everything. Mm-hmm. He finally said, "Fuck it, I'm not building it." But what I'm going to do is I've already turned the plans over to this organization that we're working with. We're going to build low-income housing for people on my land. So it's
In a rich neighborhood.
This is a massively rich neighborhood. This is like insane rich neighborhood. And he's just like, fuck y'all.
Oh my!
Which is really great, but what's going to suck for the people is 5-10 years from now when he's knocking on their door and he wants to redo it. And he's going to be like, no, wait, I should have done this. And
I don't know.
Jesus Christ, that was delayed. I mean, it wasn't that good.
Probably got
but
it though. It was subtle. It was subtle.
yeah. These are all the wrong color.
Yeah. George.
But
I think it's admirable, but
well, I think he might be doing it for all the wrong reasons. But the fact that he's doing it, and
you're
I
ruining
think
it for me,
it's
man.
the right reason if he's
Well-
doing it to get back at everybody.
I don't care why
I'll
he's
bring
doing
your
it.
property value down more. I'll build affordable.
But the thing he was saying, he was like, I don't know why they're fighting me so much, because it would bring $100 million a year into the community because people would come, tourists would come, movie industry would be there.
Right.
It would just bring money into the community, and they've been fighting him and fighting him. And he just said, "Fuck it, if that's what you want to do. This is what I'm doing now."
It's just because people want to bitch about shit.
I think so. I think people just get in that position.
People want to
and,
complain about nothing.
Yeah. I mean, fucking George and Lucas was my neighbor. I'd be saying, please build the Death Star in my backyard.
Build If he was, you can build whatever you want to.
Yeah.
Just include me in it.
Yes, I want to be an extra in all your films. Just
Exactly.
But I think it's great. So, yeah, the correct term, he said he would bring in $300 million worth of economic
Wow.
to the city.
Idiots.
Yeah.
God, you ruined it for me, man. You don't let me have anything.
You know what this means, don't you? You know what this means, right?
Bob has to temper
episode
his
2, you're going with me.
Yeah. Episode 2 in 3D.
Yay.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You're going.
Hold me like you did by the lake in Naboo.
George Lucas. Can't even let my hatred alone. You know what I mean? Like, I had to fuck that up.
I hate him so much now that he won't let me hate him.
Sorry, it's my job. I have to do it. So, what do you think of the new Spider-Man teasers that's coming out showing the lizard?
I don't know, man. Yeah.
Spider-Man's hot.
The new one or the?
Are you talking about the Andrew Garfield?
All of them. What, is there something else? What did I miss?
Well, the new movie's coming out, and Andrew Garfield is playing Peter Parker. And Andrew Garfield is like that dreamy British actor. He was in Social Network, and he was in Never Let Me Go.
Yeah, that's the preview I saw during the Avengers.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. He's
That's
hot.
the one.
He's hot. I do him.
You should totally review movies, and that should just be.
Yeah, I do him.
I'd do him.
Yep.
All right, moving on to the next movie.
So you'd have like 4 stars, but it would be I would do him 4 times.
Exactly.
Maybe 6.
Or I'd cook. I would eat breakfast next morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd
stay for breakfast.
4 testicles.
I'd stay for breakfast, maybe lunch.
Well,
if he was good.
Wow. 5-star movie. It's a 3-day weekend.
If he was an elephant in the corner, right?
No.
Exactly.
So anyway, you're saying about Spider-Man?
Whatever I say is totally irrelevant now at this point, which I'm cool with. I'm going to wax poetic about great power and responsibility. And everybody's going to be like, shut up, put her back on.
Well, hey, I mean...
Well, we can just leave the camera on her and you can talk.
Yeah. I know, right?
I'm used to there being an audience, not a little round circle.
We do a lot of round circles here.
I hope my
Why does he always do that?
I don't know.
Anyway.
Just thinking.
So, since we do the show every other week now, during this past week, one of the Beastie Boys died.
It's very sad. MCA.
It was very sad because I think out of because music always divides people. It seems it's like, oh, you listen to them, whatever, that sucks. But I think the Beastie Boys was one band that kind of, except for Paul and Jan, that everybody loved.
You didn't like the Beasties?
Who doesn't like the Beastie Boys?
I never said I didn't like
They
the
play it
Beastie
at
Boys.
baseball games.
Jan saw Peter Murphy at a baseball game, but that's another story.
That's
no, I have no problem with the Beastie Boys. I just don't own any Beastie Boys. Yeah. But it would be awesome if his epitaph just read, I did it like this, I did it like that, I did it with a wiffle ball bat.
So...
Yeah, ... Yeah, no, he was great. He was great. Even though all their songs always just, they shouted the same word at the end of the sentence to rhyme. But that was pretty awesome, because that was just what they did. Yeah. I'll stir fry you in my, and everybody yells, walk, like a pinch on the neck from Mr. Spock. It was just, and every song was like that.
I think you had a new career.
It was, yeah, I know, right? It was really cool because they would, use a lot of interesting sounds and lo-fi gear and kind of crusty little sounds.
Well,
plus he did the whole, started helping out with the whole Save Tibet thing.
Yeah, right.
Getting
Got
money
big
for
into that.
So.
Well, also, and as movie guys, he started Oscilloscope Labs, which is like like a major independent film distribution thing. So he's he
and
was
all of their
over
videos kicked ass.
Yeah, and all their videos kicked ass.
Off of the latest album, I love the video where they have all the actors.
Yeah, we played the whole thing after the show.
And
Fucking
funny,
brilliant.
we got banned from YouTube because of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good.
Are you talking about the video that was the continuation of Fight for Your Right?
Yeah.
I forget what the song was.
Yeah, where they
Jack Black and
Tony Danza,
Frodo,
Tony Danza, Elijah Wood.
Elijah Wood, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that was
and
very
I love
funny.
when Elijah Wood is all badass.
Yeah, yeah, that was pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah, that was kind of suddenly that he died. I was.
Well, he was battling cancer for a while.
But I had no idea.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that he was ill.
He has a license.
Oh, you beat me to it, you son of a bitch.
Yes. Sorry.
My mouth was dry. And
You're like, oh.
Let me get it
realize
out.
I set that up.
Yeah. I was like, come on, Bob.
Sorry, had to take it. Sorry, Paul. Anyway, yeah, he will be missed. I was surprised that people. I mean, because I imagine when I heard about it that people would have speakers like what it was when we were kids. Everybody has those huge ass speakers pushed to their windows and it cranked up. You could walk down the street and everybody's outside dancing, to the Beastie Boys. But that did not happen.
That has never happened to
Not
me.
yet.
It happens in the movie.
I guess so. It doesn't maybe and say anything, but
No, that's just a boombox.
oh, okay.
In the rain.
So do you have any summer movies you're looking forward to, or was the Avengers, it?
I rarely go to the movies, only because I work all the time.
Yeah.
So I don't have any time to go to the movies. I don't even know what's coming out this summer that I don't know what's
Step
coming
Up
out.
Revolution.
Yeah.
What's that?
Now we're activists. Let's dance.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, it's just a bad movie. So for every really great movie that comes out, there's 5 crap ones. So
Well, of course you have to balance
At least.
at least.
You have to balance the.
We got some good movies coming out. We have Prometheus coming out in less than a month. We have Piranha 3 Double D.
That's going to be so awesome.
We have what's the other one? There's another. There's The Dark Knight.
Snow White and the Huntsman.
What is it?
Snow White and the Huntsman.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I want to see that one. I do want to see that one.
And
Costume ideas.
Yeah.
That's
I think
why
we're
I'm-
giving away tickets to that show.
Yeah, we went to go see Dark Shadows.
How was it?
We didn't go because someone had already downloaded all the tickets.
But I got new links. You should have told me.
Yeah, that's all right.
But we've
But
got we've got it.
on our fault, we did wait till the day of it.
Yeah.
So
Well, we got it set up now for anybody who's done that. We're not doing that system anymore. I've talked to the people who give us the tickets,
Right.
and we have a whole new system, and it's going to work so much better.
What was the movie we just saw? Never mind.
They're not paying attention.
What was the movie we just
Oh,
Raven.
saw? Oh, we saw The Raven.
how was
I
that?
heard that was
Nah.
not so good.
Yeah, it was just kind of I really wanted to like it a lot, and it was just okay.
Oh, I saw a preview for this one.
For Battleship.
That looks good. Oh, that guy looks hot in that picture. I don't know who he is.
Channing Tatum.
Anorexic
Oh.
approved.
Oh, Channing Tatum.
And Liam Neeson.
I know. Why is he in this movie?
I don't know, but I hope he punches somebody in the face.
But that's a free ticket for 2 people to go see the movie,
Oh, yay. Yay. Oh, good.
so you can go see it.
May 18th.
Well,
When is that? Next week?
the screening is actually on Tuesday.
This Tuesday?
It's advanced screening. Yeah,
What time?
it's on the back.
Oh. Oh. Okay.
So,
I'll keep
so yeah, I'm sending out those tickets to everybody else tomorrow. I need to give that to you.
Did you ever see The Grays?
No, but it comes out on DVD on Tuesday. Liam Neeson punches a wolf in the face.
Yeah, I know.
The Gray looks amazing, though.
Really? See, it didn't.
I thought the trailer looked great.
I haven't seen it. I'm going to try and watch it this weekend,
Yeah.
and we'll see how it goes. I don't know. Again, Liam Neeson punches a wolf in the face.
You got to
Awesome.
sometime.
Well, there's nothing like violence to cure you.
What is? There's some internet meme running around where it's like trained Obi-Wan Kenobi, trained Batman,
Right.
all the shit that Liam Neeson did. I'm like, wow, that dude's badass.
Oh, and The Hobbit. That's the other one. But that's not until next year. So
That's Christmas time.
yeah.
Those are when the best movies come out.
Yeah, well, and it's like everybody's
Christmas with the Cranks.
Yeah.
We're not doing Christmas this year. I can't remember. What
Ernest Saves Christmas.
Oh, that was a classic. God, Santa Claus 4 through 7 were amazing. Any Tim Allen feature around Christmas.
Anything with Tim Allen in it really is
amazing.
the mark of quality.
But you know how 3D Movie, when we did the 3D broadcast of this show, 3D Movie Man and I would always complain about how they were not making any 3D Kung Fu movies.
Yes.
Well, we got our wish. Last year.
Kung Fu movie?
Yes. It's called Flying Swords of Dragon's Gate. And it's going to be really. It's actually.
That's cool.
It's a Chinese film. It was filmed in China, and it's the fourth largest budgeting, largest grossing.
Wouldn't it be awesome if just the subtitles were 3D?
Have you seen the trailer? Have you seen the trailer?
No, I haven't.
So does that mean there's going to be swords flying at my face?
Oh my gosh! After the show, I'll show you the trailer. It's awesome.
After pornography, it's like the #1 genre that should be done.
It's amazing because it's it's exclusive for IMAX.
If there's going to be a sword flying at my face, I don't want it to be sharp.
It probably will be dull.
Boom.
Just saying.
Just saying. Keep it safe.
Purple swords.
But it looks awesome.
No love.
It looks awesome, and it's only going to be released in IMAX 3D. It was filmed in 3D, so it's not a conversion. I'm really extremely excited about this.
That's cool
because the trailer is amazing. So I know y'all are not excited, so I'm moving on.
I actually think it sounds really cool.
Yeah,
I just don't show a lot of excitement. This is it. I'm smiling
right now.
right now.
No emotion.
He's like,
give him another beer.
Excited.
Look at my foot tap.
How are we doing on beverages?
No, I'm good. Just one.
I'm good.
Okay.
Thanks.
So
I didn't know you could do this at drag shows, but apparently, like, it's acceptable to buy the host shots, like, while the show is going on.
Of course.
And
it's recommended.
And I didn't know, like you could be in the middle of a number, and then everything's like, shots, let's go.
Right? Oh. You throw alcohol at a drag queen's face, everything stops for 10 seconds.
Which I think there's some comedic value to that, but anyway, that's just me.
And that is why I am wasted at the end of every brunch. Because they've all gotten that memo that I like liquor.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
who doesn't like it?
Not me.
Okay, cool.
What?
They're doing a remake of a film that we grew up with, Silent Night, Bloody Night.
It's gonna be crappy direct-to-DVD.
Well, yeah, because it's
You all right there, buddy?
Don't forget, it doesn't like to touch. You have a pretty good neck rub.
Meat hooks.
Yeah,
Wait.
See, it was that whole Kurt Russell comment.
See? I'm like, oh my gosh, Paul and I got a thing.
This couch is getting
Do I
smaller.
need to leave? I mean,
Just gonna sit back.
do I need to give you a moment together, alone?
We got cameras. They don't need to be
You
alone.
never know.
We have a new industry now.
Yeah.
Exactly. The show's changing, everyone.
A new format. New.
Don't let the kids in the room.
I'll
It's
put some lifts on.
zombie popcorn
Laurel and Hardy.
after dark.
Oh, God.
Party.
Look at him.
Yeah, I'm like searching for. Oh wait, that was my subconscious coming out. Yeah. What's next?
You're turning red, and I guess you're going to bring up you added topics that we don't have to the list.
No, I didn't add topics. I just added questions.
What was your
Yeah,
question?
what was your question?
Yeah, you
It
never-
was apparently already on here. It was the rules for the drag name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
You know, I had a funny
So what
drag
would
question.
your drag
which I thought,
name be?
well, like I was, we decided Christian decided the best drag name I think is Kitty Glitter.
Nice.
Clitty glitter, baby. Clitty.
You got it wrong.
Yeah, I even got it wrong.
That one's even
Litty
better.
litter. I like it. I love it.
Well, that's good. I'm glad.
Slot machine in Vegas.
Well, I'm glad that you love it and approve because last night Bob agreed to shave his beard,
I know.
and
I
go
was
drag.
there.
I know.
I was there.
I would do it. Yeah.
And go drag. So we're going to do a special episode of The Talking Dead where we do a series.
You can do my makeup.
Where
Okay.
he will.
I think it'd be fun. It'd be, you know.
Plus, you could put rollers in your hair.
Yeah, I know, right? I don't need a wig. I just need somebody to tease it up.
So
Got to get it layered. It's a little.
between now and the next broadcast, we will have a video of Bob going in or transforming.
The transformation.
Yes.
So one of my drag questions that I
should
thought
totally
would be like
play Eye of
funny
the
and
Tiger.
Christy and I came up with was and I was sort of like teasing them to my friends like, hey, I thought these questions. What do you think about this? And one of them was what are the shit? Now I forget what it was. What are your favorite drag shopping spots around town for clothes, shoes, and makeups? And I added, I was like, just how difficult is it to find size 13 heels? And everybody I asked, dudes and all, they were like, Nancy's Nook. Like, they all knew the answer of
That's
where to get
true.
size 13
That's
heels.
true.
I never even knew.
I
there was
don't.
such
I
a
don't
thing.
wear size 13 though. I wear normal women's size shoes. So I just go to any store I want.
You know what they
to.
say about guys with big feet, right?
Big feet.
They have
to
big
buy
shoes.
big
That
shoes.
they wear big shoes.
Yeah, yeah. No, I wear average, not average, but slightly above average women's heels. So I just go to any store I want to and find a pair in a
Could
size
go to that-
9.5 or 10.
That Peggy Hill shoe store.
What is it?
At least somebody knew what it was.
What? I don't know this shit.
Oh, that's right, because in King of the Hill, Peggy's got...
She's got like 18
the
sizes.
show.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, "Where's this store? I have to go."
Apparently, it's online. Someone put up a website.
Oh,
that
really?
is the shoe store that she shopped at.
That's
Yeah.
pretty smart.
Weird.
Interesting.
And I always seen it around Norfolk. There's like that one wig store, Gale's Wigs and Things.
Yeah.
Like, does everybody shop there?
No, I've never been there actually.
Oh, all right.
There's
I always
a-
thought that was like the exclusive place for
It
wigs.
is.
For Zsa Zsa
It
Gabor.
is. It is, but they're very pricey, and I'm cheap. So
Oh.
I go to the corner little ghetto wig store and spend $29.99 on a wig, and that's it.
Yeah, all right.
I have a wig fetish, so
How many wigs do you own?
about 70,
Wow.
What? 70?
maybe
Holy
75.
shit.
Wow.
I lost track.
But that's accumulated over the
Over
years.
14,
Yeah.
over many years.
Awesome.
So
That's a lot of wigs.
it's a lot.
Don't worry, you can start.
I
your
have an
own.
entire
I know, right?
I have an entire bedroom that is nothing but drag. It's my dressing room.
I'd be afraid like all the wigs on like all the little mannequin heads, it would look like the movie Maniac or something.
Oh no, I
should get heads like this.
I keep mine in small Tupperware containers.
Okay.
So it's like
that's
wig in a
less
box.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
like
It's
tribbles.
a head wig. An angry itch.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
But he just looked at me
Supposedly, I
like.
look like the woman from that movie.
Now that you mention it, yes, you do. Yes.
Everyone has told me that. I just haven't done it yet. I guess I need to.
It's a
work
good
on that.
movie.
That is a good
It's
movie.
a really good soundtrack.
Yeah. Yep. You should do it. That'd be great.
I'll work on it.
Origins of Love. It would be a good song to do.
I will work on that for brunch one Sunday.
Do you this Sunday is Mother's Day coming up.
It is.
And you got a big show then, right? It's supposed to be a big one this
We
weekend.
have a big show. It's Mother's Day. We're going to celebrate Mom, and then it's also my delayed birthday show because I was out of town for my birthday. But then it's also Christy's
yeah,
birthday
Christy's birthday too.
as
Yay.
well. So it's going to be a big day at Lola's on Sundays. It's going to be fabulous.
That's what I can get my mom for Mother's Day. I'll just take her to brunch.
You should totally do
You
it.
should.
Yeah, you take her to brunch.
That would be interesting.
There, I could just imagine like mothers and their daughters drag brunch. I mean, that's a funny picture to me. And I'm sure that's like easy for you, just to just be outrageous.
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, especially you get all these moms in their sweater sets. So you, it's very easy to pick them out and shock them a little bit.
So you want to plug your website, Facebook, or anything?
Yes, you can find me on Facebook, facebook.com/Annie Rexic, or my personal website is annierexic.com. And then if you want to look up our drag brunch, it's facebook.com/SundaysAreAdrag.
So you have there's two pages. There's Facebook.
There's I have a public page and then I have a private page.
Okay, sorry. Then I won't.
My Facebook, I think my personal Facebook page is facebook.com/Miss Annie Rexic.
That's MISS. No.
Yes. And then brunch is Sundays Are a Drag. And then my personal website is annierexic.com.
And if you missed all of that, we will have it in the show notes on this, so you can click through it there. Definitely, if you're in the Hampton Roads area, go to Lola's on Sundays and check out Sundays Are a Drag, because it's awesome.
Make reservations.
Yes.
Yeah, reservations are definitely required because we fill up quickly.
And then also June 9th, Sharon Needles.
Sharon Needles will be at Lola's. 8 p.m. the party starts. Whatever few general admission tickets we have left are $50.
There are no general admission.
There are none left?
None.
They're done? They're gone.
It's all VIP.
Okay, so there's all that's left is VIP tickets, and they're $80. But you can save $5 by mentioning
Zombie Popcorn.
Zombie Popcorn here tonight.
And you can get a free Audible book.
Yes, you can, by going to Audible, going to audibletrial.com/TTD. That's the Talking Dead.
It's clever, that abbreviation, isn't it?
Yes. Mm-hmm. So yes, I want to thank you very much for taking the time out and hanging with us.
Me.
It was great.
And thank you for the vodka.
Yeah. That would be Bob.
That was like that was my production assistant job.
Your PA.
You did well.
Had to keep the talent happy.
Yeah. So excellent. So, I guess that's it. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments.
Yeah.
Go check out all the
Little
websites. The links will be
sandwiches.
in the show notes. Again, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
You have a good night.
Good night.
Yay! Good show. Good show.